A lot of people just go like no meat whatsoever.
Yeah.
But they don't know how to really be a vegan and support their health. So they just they're just like eating lettuce all day and eating like things just to kind of get calories, and they're missing out on a lot of amino acids, and therefore they're having all these symptoms, and they're going to the doctors. So I'm not judging anybody, like if that's your religion or you just don't like to eat animals, totally cool. But one of the things you're going to have to learn, we'll talk about it later, is when you go to a doctor and if you're having these issues, to get an amino acid profile from your doctor and see what you're kind of low on, and maybe some of these amino acids that we can provide for you or that you're low in, the doctor can recommend for you.
Oh, yeah. Look, man, bro. Oh, yo, guess what? Welcome to It's More Than Black or White. Today we have the Lucky Seven.
Lucky Seven.
I just came with that, B.
Paul, what's the Lucky Seven? I don't get it.
Oh. Well, I'm glad you asked.
Okay.
The Lucky Seven amino acids, baby.
All right.
What? I bet you didn't know. Okay, I bet you didn't know that the ailment that you have may get support and assistance and a remedy from an amino acid. And you may be saying, but Paul and Brian, what's the reason that no one ever told me about this? I have yet to know, and we are going to tell you about this. I'm thoroughly ready for this podcast episode, B.
Yeah, and I think the main reason is doctors, not dissing doctors, you're a product of your education. We always talk about that. And doctors have very little education in nutrition. So they don't know how to work with a diet or work with food or nutrients, supplements such as amino acids. Mm-hmm. They are taught on how to give a pill for that ill.
Yep.
So a lot of people don't like to go to, especially me. One of the reasons I don't go to doctors is because I don't want to get put on a prescription medication that I know is going to have a side effect and jack something else up. I like to try to fix my body on a holistic level. Like in episode 1, we talked about the difference between a holistic level and an allopathic level. It's a time and place for everything. I think the time is always you heal your body with food first, or attempt to heal your body with foods and nutrition and supplements and amino acids first. Then, if that doesn't work, then you try to go the allopathic approach.
Dude, like, so, and I want to pause for a moment, Brian, and give a shout out to the doctors. Okay,
100%.
Give a shout out to the doctors. Listen, you did a lot of school, bro. You got a lot of loans. And aside from that, listen, you're doing the best that you can because, in my judgment, institutions will put you in a box. So what we're doing here is a supplement, okay? Mm-hmm. There's some people that be like, well, guys, I still want to go to my doctor. Then go ahead. What we're providing here for you is something that will support your health and well-being. You can talk to your doctor as much as you like. And again, like Brian's saying, it's true. You can only learn so much in school, okay? And whatever school is, you're going to curriculum. It's what education is. If you're going in a curriculum, there's a set amount of courses and subjects that you are set to take to achieve your certification, which is what the doctor field is. In whatever kind of field of doctor you are, that's what it is. What Brian and I are here talking to you about is these are some additional things that maybe are missed in the educational system for doctors.
Yeah, you got to understand that the educational system is very linear. It doesn't let you think outside the box. Mm-hmm. That's one of the problems with society.
Yeah, and listen, check allopathic. Yeah, what's that?
You go to school and you're very linear. You have tunnel vision. They don't teach you how to think outside the box.
True words, brother. True words.
How to think.
True words. So look, what we're gonna do here today, this session, Brian is going to take me through. Brian's gonna be Teacher Rankin. Did I say it right? Rankin.
I've been called worse.
Yeah. Oh my God. I'm out of practice, man. I'm out of practice. Listen, it's going to be Professor Brian today, and I'm going to be student Paul, okay? Because he's got something about high blood pressure in here And I'm very interested in hearing about this as well as the other things that amino acids can help out with.
Sure.
So, B, first of all, because I'm going to play ignorant, I'm going to play ignorant.
Yep. hmm
What is an amino acid, bro?
Yeah. So amino acids, we all have heard of protein. We
Yeah.
all know protein's a very important macronutrient in the body, and your body needs proteins to survive.
Yeah.
Amino acids are the building blocks for proteins. Amino acids create proteins. That's basically the simplest approach. So if you
Thank
don't
you.
have amino acids, you're not going to have proteins.
So it's like amino acids, like the molecular
Yeah.
foundation of a
Yes,
protein.
it's the foundation of protein. And you see
Okay.
a lot of people, and I'm not judging anybody, but you see a lot of like vegans or vegetarians. They're very low in amino acids, and they have a lot of the symptoms we're going to be talking about today because a lot of the amino acids, it's easier to get. It's more suitable to get through animal fats and animal meats. Not saying
Mm,
you can't get it
mm,
through anything else, but you really got to be like a lot of people just go like no meat whatsoever,
yeah.
but they don't know how to really be a vegan and support their health. So they just basically
Interesting.
they're just like eating lettuce all day and eating like things just to kind of get calories, and they're missing out on a lot of amino acids, and therefore they're having all these symptoms, and they're going to the doctors. So I'm not
Mm,
saying, not judging anybody, like if that's your religion or you just don't like to eat animals, totally
yeah.
cool. But one of the things you're going to have to learn, we'll talk about it later, is when you go to a doctor and if you're having these issues, to get an amino acid profile from your doctor and see what you're kind of low on, and maybe some of these amino acids that we can provide for you or that you're low in, the doctor can recommend for you.
Oh, so people can go to their doctor to get a profile of where they're deficient
Yes.
in amino
Yeah.
acid.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh shoot, I didn't
Yes.
even
You get
know that.
amino acid profile done on you. And just for
Oh
the
wow.
record, there's 20 amino acids, nine or 10 essential, depending on what kind of doctor you ask for, and which means your body needs it. And the other nine or 10 to 11 amino acids are non-essential, mean your body makes them automatically.
Okay.
hmm
Okay.
So you have a come, which is like, keep it simple, a 50-50 breakdown.
Okay. All
Yep.
right.
Yep.
Yo, teacher Brian, man. Teach me, bro.
All right. So the first one we got,
What's the first one, man?
yeah, the first one we got on amino acid is called NAC. NAC. It stands for N-acetylcysteine. And this amino acid became very popular around when COVID hit because it really supports the immune system. It gives a lot of benefits, especially that a common cold and viruses. And a lot of people really stacking this up. Like I said before, when COVID hit, they're just trying to double up on their immune health. One of the
Mm,
most important things about NAC or N-acetylcysteine is it's the primary driver of production of glutathione. And if you don't
what's
know
that
what
do?
glutathione is, it's a very powerful amino acid, and it's one of the most abundant antioxidants in the body. And it's produced in the liver, and its primary role is to aid the liver in detoxification of environmental pollutants and toxins. So when you don't have enough glutathione in your liver, your body's not able to detox a lot of these toxins or other kind of like
Hmm.
chemicals, environmental chemicals, and this can lead to a lot of issues. It can lead to chronic fatigue, degenerative inflammatory diseases, as well as any kind of autoimmune conditions. So in
So
today's
B,
world, yeah,
go
go
ahead.
ahead, bud.
So what I'm hearing is basically if the body is deficient in glutathione,
Glutathione, yeah.
glutathione, basically whatever the body's picking up in the environment that could make them sick is basically storing itself in the body, which can produce can make people sick.
Yeah, so think of So think of it's like if your body doesn't, if you don't have enough NAC, the amino
Yeah.
acid NAC in your body, it can't produce glutathione. And without glutathione, your liver can't detox the toxins that we're breathing in, that was coming in our food everywhere.
Huh.
So it kind of gets like backed up, and we start having a lot of liver issues. And your liver is like almost like the filter of your body.
Yeah.
You ever look at like a filter on your car? You pop the hood, you get an oil change, and like, oh, your filter's dirty. That's
Yeah.
like almost like your liver. And that's what most people liver,
Wow.
because we don't have enough NAC in our body to produce glutathione, which cleanses the body, detoxifies the body, detoxifies the liver.
So it's almost like I'm here from this first one, I'm like going off this. Is like it's like amino acids are like a booster
Yeah,
for primary function in the body.
100%, 100%. Like all 20 amino acids that are out there, it does something viable for your body. And the best way to get it is through your food.
Wow.
Yeah. So to kind of keep going with NAC, what it also is,
Huh.
it's a mucolytic, meaning that it breaks down mucus in the body. So if you suffer from asthma, emphysema, or you have
Yeah.
a common cold or a flu or heavy sinus congestion, NAC is like unmatched by anything else without the side effects. So a lot of time that people that have like a cold or a flu or they have like a lot of mucus or asthma kind of built up, they go to their doctor. And what
Yeah.
does their doctor prescribe them? They prescribe them steroids, which
Yeah.
is an anti-inflammatory, which can help break down mucus, but it also depletes vitamin D, it depletes calcium, it depletes magnesium and vitamin C at the same time. So NAC research papers show out there that it just compared it to the steroids without even the side effects. It's far superior. Now, if you do the steroids on top of it, you're depleting your body of those four vitamins: D, C, magnesium, calcium.
But
And we know in this day and age, a lot of people are having osteoporosis coming out of nowhere. They're like,
yeah.
I'm good, I'm working out, I have osteoporosis, osteopenia, and it's actually getting more prevalent in younger people nowadays. Not you don't have to be 70 years old getting osteopenia anymore. You have people in their 30s and their 40s getting it, which is crazy.
Dang, bro.
Mm-hmm. So one of the that's using steroids to kind of break down the mucus when you have colds is one of the reasons. I wouldn't say it's a major reason, but it definitely adds fuel to the fire.
Dang. So this is fascinating, man. So to sum it up, with when the body has NAC,
Yes.
it supports the components in the liver to help with detoxification.
Yeah. Yep.
So basically, it will support people strength. Really, it sounds like it's gonna like I think I heard you say this before. It's gonna help people strengthen their immune system because
100%.
basically by cleaning out the filter of the body, you're making the body more resistant to any types of environmental diseases
Yeah.
or ailments that can come through.
Yes. It cleans
I'm
out
also, huh?
cleans out the filter. It's almost like a filter you're cleaning out.
That's wild, bro.
Yeah. Without
So
any of the side effects.
so it's interesting because like the piece like before we move into the second one,
Mm-hmm.
like when you talked about the steroids are the anti-inflammatory, right?
Yep.
Yet at the same time with NAC, by people that have like the asthma, things like this, things that will create that make the lungs inflamed to make it difficult to breathe, things like this, right?
Mm-hmm.
So is NAC in itself an anti-inflammatory?
What it does, it produces glutathione,
Okay,
which is an antioxidant,
okay,
which helps break down toxins in the body. So I wouldn't call it an anti-inflammatory,
okay,
but the
okay.
toxins can create inflammation in the
Right.
body.
Okay, I
You know what
get
I
it
mean? So
now.
I wouldn't say. I mean,
So
I
it's
could
like a
be wrong.
prevention. It's like prevention before the body even get. It's like prevention for the body to
Yeah.
be free of inflammation itself.
Yes. Yes.
That's freaking tip top.
And
Wait, what?
for the people out there, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a registered dietitian. I am a nutritionist, but I'm not a registered dietitian, so I can't give you precise amounts what to take a day.
Right.
But from what the research that I'm reading and what I would do, if
Mm-hmm.
you're looking for a mucolytic reaction, 1,500 to 3,000 milligrams per day is what is recommended according to studies out there, and that's what I would do.
And what's
If you're looking
mucolytic? What do you mean by that? Like to
mucolytic,
reduce the
remember we
mucus?
were talking about like if you have asthma or emphysema and you have too
Oh
much mucus
yeah,
in your body,
yeah.
mucolytic breaks it down, helps break it down so your body can flush out the mucus.
Oh, that's what's
So,
up.
yeah, so if you have
Okay.
like a cold and your sinus infection or a flu,
Yeah.
doing NAC, it'll like clear out the whole system.
So is it actually is NAC actually a supplement or
Yes,
is it like
you can take it
okay?
in a supplement form. Yes.
And is there like for example, what types of foods would have NAC in it?
Ah, that's a good question. I don't know off the top of my head. That might be a Google question.
Okay.
I mean, if you want to do research really quick, you can see what foods have NAC in it. In the meantime, 1,500 to 3,000 milligrams per day to get a mucolytic reaction is what's recommended. If you're looking for good glutathione support, 1 to 2 grams a day or 1,000 to 2,000 milligrams a day will help with that. So as far as foods that are rich in NAC, What'd you find, big guy?
Cysteine.
Cysteine?
Cysteine is found in most high protein foods such as chicken, turkey, yogurt, cheese, eggs,
Okay.
sunflower seeds, and legumes.
Okay. Yeah, a lot of these amino acids,
Yeah.
like all these amino acids, you can get it in a type of food. I'm sorry, in a type of protein. These are all, remember, amino acids are all protein, so
Right.
you
Okay.
can find it in any type of animal product. Reason I
Yeah.
didn't know exactly, maybe some animals had more NAC than the other.
Mhm.
I don't know, but like there you go, right there. Yep.
Yeah. Man, thank you, bro. Wow, that's
Yeah.
interesting. Because I gotta tell you, so I don't know if for people that are watching this, that have had the space or had the inquiry about being vegan or plant based.
Mhm.
I'm digging what you're saying right now because like if I were to like I don't know like I it's tough for me to see being free of my life and not having a burger or steak at some point in my life. I just love
Yeah.
those things. And I bless them, man. I thank the cows and I thank everything for like, giving me the ability to have this food. Yet at the same time, like, especially with high blood pressure, which we're going to get to,
Yeah.
um, like I'm digging what you're seeing, like, but the legumes, like, so that's like your beans and things like this, that you can consume,
Yeah.
that'll help give you some of these, this particular amino acid.
Yeah. I get a lot of males that come to me and like they have like, high blood pressure or anything like that. And their wives are like just putting them on like an all like vegan diet, trying to
Yeah,
clean out all the meat out of their diet. And they're coming to me, they're like, they're depressed, they're
yeah,
aggravated, they're agitated, they're stressed, they can't sleep, they have insomnia, they
yeah.
have sexual dysfunctions, and it's all
Oh
because
no,
it's all because their wife just threw them on this like vegan diet, and you're not. Or I
bro.
don't believe I don't and like again, if that's your personal choice. I think to live an optimally healthy, efficient, robust life, you need some kind of animal protein in
Yeah,
your
yeah,
and these
man.
men have
And
been eating protein their whole life, and all of a sudden, like they go to the doctor and have a lot of high blood pressure, and significant others freaking out, and they just like, all
yeah,
right, vegetables, you can eat like a rabbit now.
yeah.
Then 4 or 5 months later, they're coming to you and I, and they're just like they just want to kill themselves.
Right. It's like, yo, man, I'm tired of eating lettuce. That's
Yeah,
like, man, this is a whole other topic about men's health because, like, I
yeah,
think this is one of those things. It's like when we have an ailment, while nutrition is important, a lot of people fail to mention, like, yo, are you active?
yeah.
And I saw this cat, like, and I know we got another six to cover, but I saw this cat. He posted something. He was like, oh man, like, I went to the doctor and said I'm obese. I'm like, you need a doctor to tell you that?
Yeah. Just buy a
Like,
mirror, buddy.
yeah, dude, what's going on, bro?
Yeah,
Like, I don't get it, man. Like,
yeah.
and then it's like, okay, and people will automatically just go the freaking full on bore. Like,
Hmm.
I'm gonna ride 100 miles tomorrow. I'm gonna do it every day, and all of a sudden, like, yo, I hurt my knee, and I'm like,
Yeah. Because the reason you're obese is because your nutrition sucks. So people try
bruh,
to outwork a bad nutrition plan. Then
bruh,
you go in overtime, putting too much stress on your body. All of a sudden, their body starts clunking out, knee
bruh.
issues, hip issues, back issues, and they're like, you know,
Listen, and I want to say something real quick before I know. Yeah, I'm gonna keep talking about. Like, listen, this stuff that we're telling you here, people, men and women, this is about you figuring out what works for you. We're giving you, like, look, Brian told you, this is a disclaimer, man. We're giving you information.
mhm,
Okay. What you doing is on your own accord. And it's your body. If you want to be in this body, you want to make the most of it, yo, play around with what works here. Listen to this stuff. It didn't take you overnight to gain all that damn weight.
yep,
So get your plan freaking right, man.
hmm.
Sorry, I get passionate about that. I get pissed
All
off
right,
at
man.
this shit, man.
You should,
Anyway,
yeah, you should. People should
dude,
get involved. Yeah,
yeah, I mean, like, yo, like, I love coffee. And I know, understand, like, yo, it messes up my gut. So I switched to mushroom coffee.
hmm,
I'm not fit. I'm processing. I switched to goat milk.
hmm,
Like, yo, it's a slow and steady process, man.
yeah,
Shit.
yep.
Anyway, number two.
L-Tryptophan, my man.
Oh,
All
the
right,
sleepy
all right.
one. Is this the sleepy one?
This is a sleepy one, right? So we all know the food that's rich in that is
Oh,
the turkey, right?
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
Seinfeld, man.
Yeah. So I don't know if people fall asleep because of the tryptophan or the in-laws are in the house and you're just boring the shit out of you and you fall, watching a football game. But
Shit. They
tryptophan
ate too much. That's what that's why they fall asleep.
is,
Because
yeah,
the body's like, shut your ass down, son.
that's it.
Ate too much.
So the primary role for tryptophan is to help the body produce serotonin. So as we
Okay.
know, serotonin is like your feel-good hormone. Makes it's your happy hormone, right? And serotonin creates actually melatonin, which helps you sleep better. And it does that by shutting off cortisol at night, so you can recover, sleep, and just overall better quality, deeper REM sleep. Studies show 500 to 1,000 milligrams a day can help with depression. So most antidepressants out there doctors prescribe these days are what are called SSRIs. And these are selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, like Paxil, Prozac. Those are very popular drugs. And they're used to preserve serotonin. So selective serotonin reuptake inhibitor, meaning it's blocking the serotonin getting used so the serotonin stays within the gut, or a lot of serotonin's in your gut or brain longer, so you're happier longer. So this is the way these SRIs are used. So
wait, hold on, B.
yeah.
So this selective, so is it blocking or is it regulating the serotonin?
So both. So
Okay.
it's not allowing, like, so when we have like tryptophan, we feel good and all the serotonin gets released and everything like that, and it goes out. People that have like depression, they need to have more serotonin in their system. They don't have enough serotonin in their system. So when the serotonin in the system, it makes it stay longer. It's almost like it's dripping in. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Got
You're
you.
not
Okay.
used enough. You always have a steady supply of serotonin. These are what these do.
Okay.
But but like I said before, like 500 to 1,000 milligrams a day can help you with depression. Oh,
Got you.
yeah. Your Siri talking to me in the background.
Siri, shut your ass up.
Uh,
Anyway.
shut your ass
Actually,
up.
Ryan says SSRI is
Yes.
babu babu.
Yeah. So just be careful if you're on an SSRI and you decide to take tryptophan, because it actually can enhance the functionality of an SSRI, which can
So
give
what would
you,
that look like? What would that
yeah, it
mean?
will give you what they call serotonin syndrome. And some of the side effects to it, it'll make you sick. It'll cause like a rapid heart rate, insomnia, agitation, high blood pressure. That's
Oh,
why it's like with these amino acids, you always want to, just to be safe. That's only if you're on an SSRI. If you're like kind of like a little out of it, like depressed, or you have trouble sleeping or like that, tryptophan will help with that. But again, always go to a doctor. I would recommend, and get an amino acid profile done.
mm.
Mhm. So,
Mm.
so again,
Dude, I'm asking my doctor about this, bro.
yeah, yeah. So you just don't want your serotonin levels to be too high, because it could cause some issues. But you can get an amino acid profile and you can check out your serotonin levels and stuff like that. Hmm.
Bro,
Yeah.
dude, if
So.
it's one thing, listen, people, there's a lot of information we're bringing you here.
Hmm.
If it's one thing you take away from this, contact your doctor after you listen to this or while you're listening to it and set up an amino acid profile.
Yeah.
And
So
then you
one
can
of the
come
things,
back to us and
yeah. So
watch
if I
this.
would like, I mean, like, listen, like we talk Paxil, Prozac, those are all probably top. I know one's in the top 5 in drugs sold. One, I mean, the other one's got to be top 10. There is actually, I mean, I read a research paper where you can't drink any water on any part of this planet. Taking it out, you can go all the way down to the bottom of the Arctic Circle,
Yeah.
grab a sample of water, and it will have Prozac in it. There's Prozac in all the water we take, all the medication. So I mean, at least our fish aren't depressed, right? So
Wow.
so
Wow.
we use it so much. It's in everything you can possibly find, any water supply that you can possibly find. So my
Wow.
thing would be, instead of going on an for me personally, if I started coming down with like depression issues, I'd do an amino acid profile. I would see where my tryptophan levels are. I would see where my serotonin levels are before I take an SSRI. Because like I said before, every pill is going to have a side effect of something. You might feel better, but is it at the cost of destroying your liver, destroying your kidneys, having, vascular issues, heart issues, whatever it is? So
Bro.
that might be another remedy for you to kind of look into, another modality to kind of look into.
Dude,
Mm-hmm.
what?
Yep. We just need, you know what you need to do? We just got to have Thanksgiving like more than once a year, man. Just
Oh,
get that
bro,
turkey
that'd be
going, man.
great. That'd be great, man.
Yeah,
I'm all in. I'm
yeah.
all in, man.
And another
Thanksgiving is
side
actually
note
my
too,
favorite
like
holiday.
yeah, another side note too, like another precursor to tryptophan is something called 5-HTP. A lot of people have heard that too.
What
It's
is
another
this?
5-HTP is another precursor to making serotonin too. So you can kind of ask your doctor about that too. hmm
Hmm.
So that's two.
So okay, so that's two. So three. What we got for three?
Yeah, tyrosine. Okay.
Okay.
So tyrosine, we've all heard of it in a different form, which I'll get to in a second. But it's a precursor to all your catecholamines, right? Catecholamines, like your
What?
catecholamines. That's a big word. If you spell that out in
Damn.
Scrabble, you're
Yo,
getting
bro.
game over.
Major points.
Game
Major
over.
points. It's a wrap. It's
But
almost like Special K. It's like a special. It's like a special C.
catecholamines,
Because
yeah,
it's like adrenaline.
yeah, it's
Special K.
adrenaline or noradrenaline, which is important for your body, important for the ability to tolerate and handle stress. All right,
Eek.
has good energy, helps you with energy, brain clarity. So a lot of people that have low tyrosine, their brain's a little foggy. Um, they don't handle stress too well. Cortisol is always high. Another thing it's a precursor to is dopamine. All right, so dopamine we all know as a motivating, helps with motivation,
Yeah.
helps with drive, it helps with motivation. It makes you do things that are basically that your body that you want to do.
Right.
Waking up in the morning, all right, I got to study. That's your dopamine rush.
Yeah.
Also, what it plays an important role in dopamine is motor coordination, how well your muscles move. So, low dopamine can cause tremors. Parkinson's is anybody that has Parkinson's. One of the things is they have super low dopamine. So tyrosine is used in some medical communities to help with increasing dopamine, which helps to lessen the shakiness as well. Okay. So what it does is it produces thyroid hormone. So you've
Yeah.
heard of T3, T4.
Yeah.
The T stands for tyrosine. Okay. So the T4 needs to be converted into T3, which is the active form of thyroid hormone. So again, the T is the tyrosine. So when you go to the doctor, a lot of people have low thyroid or they have Hashimoto's, which is low thyroid but an autoimmune deficiency. And what they're doing is they're looking to see if you have adequate amount of T4 to kind of convert into T3.
Hmm.
So this is important. So if you're using tyrosine or plan on taking it and you're on some kind of thyroid medication already, like maybe like Synthroid or something like that, and you
Yeah.
have for like Hashimoto's or hypothyroid, one thing that can happen is you can actually increase your T3 and T4 to make it too high or too strong. So you might have like heart problems, night flashes, night sweats. That's one of the side effects of having I think the autoimmune deficiency for high thyroid is like they call it Graves' disease. Like it just speeds up too much. So again, have your tyrosine checked. If you're on some kind of like hypo or hyperthyroid medication to increase your thyroid, so you don't want to take a prescription for like Synthroid and then start taking tyrosine on top of it because you could start having these issues. But you always want to have a conversation with your doctor or test your tyrosine levels, your T3, your T4, or your TSH levels, which
Right.
TSH is your thyroid stimulating hormone. And most people, the good dosing start from what I've read and what
Mhm.
I would do if I were you, it
Yeah.
would be
Yeah.
1,000 to 1,500 milligrams a day is a good place to start. But again, first test because your thyroid it's a super powerful gland in your body. Um,
Jesus,
you don't
bro.
want to mess with that. But it is, according to research papers, it is more efficient than taking some kind of pill.
I'm looking up tyrosine.
Mm-hmm.
You better call tyrosine.
What you know
Call.
about Erica Baidu?
Woo, buddy. Yeah.
I heard that song
Tyrosine.
the other day, and I was like, man, I haven't heard this song in forever. It was
Yeah.
funny when I was in Albania, they were playing it. I was like, what the hell?
No way.
I was like, well, man, I haven't heard this song forever.
That was a great song, man.
That
That's
was
a
a good
great
song,
song.
man.
Erykah Badu, what?
Yeah.
So peoples, I'm gonna do this for each one of these things because when I say this, I'm gonna look up what the foods are that have,
Yeah.
because we talked about supplements. Brian's talking about the dosage, and again, precursor. Get your amino acid profile. Tyrosine, found in soy products, chicken, turkey, fish, peanuts, almonds, avocados, bananas, milk, cheese, yogurt, cottage cheese, lime beans, pumpkin seeds, and sesame seeds.
Yeah. I would stay away from soy products because about
Yeah,
90% of soy products are estrogen based. It's GMO'd. Not all soy is bad, but just like fermented soy might be a little better for you. But just most soy out there
mm,
is just crap, crap.
mm,
Especially if you're a male and
mm.
you're having sexual dysfunction, the last thing you want to do is have soy.
Bro,
One of the reasons soy, what they used to do back in the days is when the monks swore to celibacy, to not
yeah,
have sex again,
gave him
they put on
soy.
a soy-based diet. So they basically couldn't get up or they couldn't have the drive. But when I see men start drinking, like, I'm like, when I do a food journal with them, they're like, oh, I drink soy milk or soy this. I'm like, dude, man,
What are you
you all right
doing?
have an erection? Like,
Bro,
you
look,
know?
I mean, like, listen, looking back on it, I almost drink. I wish I was drinking more soy during my baby making days.
Yeah.
I'd been a lot richer. But look,
Yeah.
you know what?
I'm sure
I'm
you're
gonna
not the
leave
only one. Yeah. I'm sure you're
Yo,
not the
so
only one.
freaking true, bro.
Yeah.
So freaking true.
Oh,
All
it's
right.
too
So
funny.
listen. So this is good to know, man.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 3 down. What we got for
Yeah.
number 4, my guy?
Glutamine. This is one of my favorite ones. All right.
I hear about this
Yeah.
a lot. Talk
Yeah.
to us, bro.
That's it, man. So again, glutamine is
Mm,
also helps produce glutathione. All right. So remember we talked about earlier
yeah.
with NAC, right? So
The liver, with the
glutathione,
liver.
again, just a quick um, talk about what we talked about before about glutathione is it's a powerful antioxidant. It's produced by a liver. If you don't have enough glutathione, your body can't detoxify um, chemicals, toxins in your body. Just give me 1 second. My laptop's about to crash here.
Mm. Do you
There
think?
we go. All right, good.
Yeah.
Okay, back on. You don't want to lose me. All
No,
right.
I do not.
So what glutamine also does, it aids as a fuel for immune cells. So most cells in our body require glucose as a fuel source to drive energy. All right. So when we eat sugar, it goes into our cells, gives us energy. Your immune cells can actually use glutamine as their primary fuel source, as well as other cells in your small intestine. Okay. So when doctors see patients with immune issues and they have low white blood cell count, so usually if you have a low white blood cell count, that means you're battling some kind of infection or something like that. What they'll do is they'll actually give glutamine, and what they'll do is they'll start seeing their white blood cells start to climb up because glutamine can actually be used as a fuel source for your immune cells.
Huh.
Make sense?
Yeah. So this is like again another booster.
Yeah. So if you, I mean, like, so I'm a big fan. Like, if you take NAC, which is an immune booster, and
Yeah.
you take glutamine, dude,
Crap.
your immune cells are on steroids, man.
Am I like superhuman?
You're like superhuman. You might live to like 200 years old. Don't quit me.
Bruh,
Yeah.
thank you. Listen, I'm going to get this right now, son.
Yeah.
I'm looking to get to 108, bro.
There you go.
Come
Yeah.
on, man. That's my
So
basic,
yeah,
bro.
you can use glutamine for a leaky gut because intestinal cells need glutamine to drive energy production. And one thing
Just
about
a side note, B. My
yeah.
apologies for cutting off the wisdom.
Mhm.
When you say, I hear this leaky gut thing. So basically, it's like, is this like the bile and like like those things in the gut are getting outside of the colon and the stomach system? Like, what does
Yeah.
that mean, bro?
So think of it as like leaky gut. So this just say like a tube that kind of goes around your small intestines, right?
Yeah.
So anytime you have any kind of like lack of glutamine or your body is inflamed, like especially gluten, we talked about this as a gluten and glyphosate. What it'll do, it'll break. So like, just say they're like these are your junctures and they're touching each other. What happens is when you put like gluten in your system or you have like glyphosate, they'll start creating little spaces in between
Oh
of your
shit.
small intestine. So
Yeah.
when food's like passing through it, it'll leak into your bloodstream. And what happens,
Oh.
your body looks at that as like a foreign invader and doesn't know what's going on. So it starts to panic and it increases your immune system, which weakens it. to try to get that foreign antigen out of your body as quick as possible. And it
Oh,
leads to a lot
snaps.
of issues. So one of the things that will lead to is non-alcoholic fatty acid. Because it'll start. You have a lot of like toxins in your food particles that'll reach out. And long story short, it'll hit the gullet, which is basically like a big mass of immune tissue. Then it'll start affecting your liver as well too. So what glutamine does, it's almost like you ever like punch a hole in your wall, or you have a
Yeah.
hole in the wall and you have like plaster, and you kind of fix it. You make take away the hole. That's what basically glutamine does. It kind of seals those junctures in nice and tight.
So it's a binder.
Yes. Yeah, you can say it's a binder. Yeah. And two things deplete glutamine the quickest. It's cold weather and cardio. Okay. I learned this through Charles Poliquin. So a lot of people, they get sick in the wintertime because they're running outside, immune system and everything like that. So it's not like there's more, illnesses or toxins in the air in the wintertime. It's because your glutamine levels, your vitamin D levels, and amongst other things, they're really low during that time of year. And that's when people get sick. So in the wintertime,
cardio. How's cardio playing that? Like
cardio is very stressful in the body. So what I mean by cardio is not like sprints, but like when you're doing like long runs, 5, 10 miles, it puts a lot of stress on the body, especially when somebody has a shit diet or a shit lifestyle. It just creates more stress on the body, and your immune system weakens down a little bit, which breaks into junctures of your small intestine.
Interesting.
Yeah. So in the wintertime, I always recommend everybody, and I do it myself. I always increase my glutamine levels. Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yep. And one cool thing about glutamine that I learned through Charles Poliquin too, glutamine's amino acid. So I wouldn't go above 30 grams. Like if you have gut issues, like really bad gut issues, and you're just bloated all the time, chances are you have leaky gut. Most people do have leaky gut, especially if they're eating gluten and have glyphosate in their system. You can't really overdose on glutamine. If you go above like 30 grams of glutamine a day, you can start getting like diarrhea or like stomach issues a little bit of that. But one of the good things, like just say your body only needs say 5 grams of glutamine. That's like good for your body. But if you take 20 grams, it gets converted into another amino acid your body's deficient in. So it kind of like spreads the wealth a little bit. So you can't really overdose on it.
Yeah.
But it'll get converted another amino acid your body's deficient in.
Wow.
But I wouldn't go over 30 grams. And what I mean by like 30 grams a day, I would split it up like 10, 10, 10, especially after a workout could help as well too.
Wow. Damn. Bro.
Yeah.
So much.
So another thing that glutamine does, it increases production of what they call SIG-A. Not to get too nerdy out here, but it'll make sense to you in a second. SIG-A is secretory immunoglobulin A, which is a protein or an antibody that is produced in your mouth, your GI tract, lungs, and it acts like a handcuff. So every time we eat or breathe, there are chemical toxins in the air, and the job of the SIG-A is to bind to these chemicals and these toxins to neutralize them, and it prepares them for excretion outside the body.
So they're part of our defense system.
Yes. Yep. Exactly.
Very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, bless up, SIG-A.
Yeah, what up, SIG-A? Yeah.
Get that. Yo, man. It's like, okay, so as you're telling me this, I have this like visual of like SIG-A is like at the gate and shit. And it's just like, okay, foreign invaders, get that mother hoo-ha. Yeah. And then they freaking attack that junk and freaking like escort him out like a big ass bouncer. Get your ass out of my body.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and glutamine is also good for like it's good for repair. So like if you have like a major surgery, like if you have like a surgery done on your body, they're seeing a lot of amazing benefits for people that that go through chemo, crank up your glutamine levels. That'd be something to look into. It helps you repair.
Dude, I wish I knew about. I mean, like I'm very pleased with how I healed from surgery.
Yeah. When you're young, you're fit, you have a good mindset, you eat clean. So it's easier for somebody like that to recover than somebody that's like overweight. So like you see a lot of doctors, they won't do like hip research. Like, I mean, I've worked with patients that will come to me so they can lose weight to get a hip replacement. Yeah. Doctors won't do it if they're overweight.
Yeah. Yep.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah, it's funny because that's the only reason why my doctor did 2 at a time. He was like, "All right, well, if you were a fat fuck, he
Yeah.
was like, I wouldn't do this stuff for you." But he's like, "Yo, you know, listen,
Mm-hmm.
here's what it is." Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
man.
cursing a lot today. What the fuck?
It's all good,
Yeah,
man. Let it out,
it
man.
is.
Let it out.
All
Let it out, man.
right, so we got another one.
Yeah, buddy. All right. Arginine, man.
Oh,
L-arginine.
oh.
So what's important about L-arginine is that it produces nitric oxide. And this actually won a Nobel Prize in Science for the understanding on how nitric oxide regulates blood pressure. So NO2, nitric oxide, it helps with your blood vessels, helps open and close them, vasoconstriction, vasodilation. And this is regulated by nitric oxide. So one kind of common issue with arginine deficiency is when your blood vessels can't dilate and restrict. And when that happens, you get an elevation in blood pressure. Okay. So when you go to the doctor, do they test your arginine levels? No. What do they give you? They put you on some kind of like statin, right? Which, in a way, like, all right, here we go. Like, statins have nothing to do with the heart. It's for cholesterol. Don't ask me why doctors put you on statins. And like one day we're going to do it. One day we're going to do a topic on the cholesterol myths, and it's going to blow your mind. I don't want to get into it, but it's going to blow your mind what statins and cholesterol and how there's even no correlation with that, and that cholesterol is really not that bad for you. But they're prescribing you statins for something that doesn't have nothing to do with statins. Statins are good for cholesterol. Not good, but they're supposed to be for cholesterol, but they're giving you for your heart. Another thing, you want to comment on that, or
I'm just like, dude, because because I have high blood pressure.
Mhm.
So I'm always looking, I'm like I check in with my doctor once a month. He wants to know like what my blood pressure is and all these things because my goal is to get off the blood pressure and like really fully clean out my body because my
Yeah.
body like now I'm on a very low I'm on a low dosage. Right, I
What are
take
you
2
taking?
meds.
Just what are you taking so the people know?
Hydrochlorous what is it? HTZ,
Okay.
hydrochloride,
Okay.
and amlodipine.
Okay.
So I
So the
take those.
first thing I would recommend you do next time you see your doctor, it'd be like, hey, I want to test for my nitric oxide levels. And then if your
Is that
nitric
blood work?
blood work.
Yeah.
And if your nitric oxide levels are low, arginine is a precursor to nitric oxide levels.
Okay.
Doctors should be able to do that for you. Instead of going right to a pill, I'd be like, all right, and then again, this conversation, nitric oxide and how it regulates blood pressure, it
Yeah.
won a Nobel Prize in science. So your doctor you can easily find this article. You'd be like, hey, doc, I wouldn't like blast him. I would be like, hey, doc, hey, listen, I read this article. It actually won a Nobel Prize for it. I don't know if you read about it yet. Nitric oxide actually helps with regulating blood pressure, and I don't really want to be on pills for the rest of my life. Do me
Yeah.
a favor. Can you test my nitric oxide levels? Maybe I'm low in arginine because I read arginine is a precursor to nitric oxide, which can help the vasodilation, the vasorestriction of my blood pressure.
Interessante.
Yep.
Interessante. Okay. What else you got on this piece, man? This is, I'm all in there. I'm like,
Yeah, man. So in the Journal of Sexual Medicine, they talk about arginine's role in erectile dysfunction. So dosages of 1,500 to 5,000 milligrams a day significantly improved erectile dysfunction. So how many men go to their doctor and say, hey, does your doctor ever say, hey, let's measure your arginine levels to see if you're producing enough nitric oxide? No. Nutrition is getting thrown out the window. They don't ask you about what your amino acids are. They don't ask you what your diet is if you're not getting enough protein. They just give you a pill. And the problem is chemical manipulation versus natural correction of the problem is, that's where we're at today in society.
bro, I'm like, hold on. What?
Mm-hmm.
Bro, took a picture of that because I'm just like, what the heck? Dude, you know how many see, like, bro, it's so wild because I guess because of my age range, like, almost every 2 seconds, I'm seeing something about him or the blue chip or what not blue chip, but the blue pill. I'm like,
Yeah.
yo, man, I'm on my CMOS, baby. I'm good, man. I'm
Yeah.
like, yo, I'm chilling.
And I can tell
At
you
the
some
same
horror
time,
stories about Viagra, man. Like
bro.
when I was working with Paul Check and I was doing some studies out there. I mean, the guy meets thousands of people. He's worked on probably tens of thousands of people in his life, and he's like, Brian, like I probably had 30 or 40 guys come to me, and they took Viagra, and what it does is it pools all the blood into your penis, and it was supposed to create circulation and supposed to recycle it. About he's like about 35 to 40 of these guys, they would come in, and they would have to amputate their penis. They would have to cut it off because the pooling of the blood wouldn't leave the circulation of the penis. It would just stay in there. And I forgot the word that he used, but it would just basically have like death of the blood vessels, and they couldn't do anything. They had to like chop it off, but they don't tell you that. You know, I'm not saying it's probably less than 1%, but hey, man, I love my boy down there, man. I'm not
Bruh,
1%.
yo,
So I would go with some more arginine.
yo,
I would
bruh.
go nitric oxide.
All
But
day, every day.
just
Yes.
be
Okay. Yeah,
careful. I
dude.
mean, it is probably rare, but I would be careful.
Shit, dude,
Hmm.
man. I'm like, yo, it's freaking interesting. Thank you
Yeah,
for
and
that.
it also one last thing it does, it helps you reduce your triglycerides. Studies have shown arginine levels will help severely big time lower your triglycerides. It'll help lower your triglycerides. But again, you go to a doctor and what they want to do, they want to put you on a statin. Statin drugs, they don't, again, I don't know why statin drugs do not affect triglycerides because statins are for cholesterol. I don't know why that's what they're trained to do. That's what the pharmaceutical companies come in, they talk to their doctors and they do that. But again, triglycerides, I would go more arginine, which will produce
Okay.
nitric oxide. I want to beat a dead horse here, but that's where it is.
Nah, thank you for that, bro. You
Yeah.
got two more, man. What we got?
All right. The next one is L-Carnitine. All right. So
Okay.
L-Carnitine actually helps in what they call beta oxidation, which is the breakdown of fat into energy, or ATP, adenosine adenosine triphosphate. Okay, that's ATP. That's basically your body's like your fuel source. So
Okay.
in layman's terms, it takes fat and it turns it into energy. Okay, so carnitine again helps shuttle fat into the cell to burn fat. Low levels can hinder a body's ability to burn fat as fuel. So carnitine comes from meat, carna, right? Carn, meat. So people who go on a keto, like I see this a lot. People that go like keto, green, or vegans, and then your energy is so low, it just destroys. It's just basically just destroys your body. All right. So again, carnitine, you have to get it from meat. You have to get it from some kind of meat source. I'm sure you can get it from other plant-based stuff, but the dosage is just so low. So if you are doing vegan, I would do definitely do a carnitine supplement.
Okay.
Otherwise, you're just going to have chances are you're going to have so much low energy. You're going to be storing more fat. Like we've all met vegans because they want to live a healthier lifestyle, and then and I have them do like body fat measurements, and 40 pounds overweight, and they're like sitting around 45-50% body fat, and they think it's a healthy lifestyle. I'm like, dude, man, because one of the things they're lacking on is beta oxidation, right? They can't burn the fat. They have no protein there to help burn the fat, you know. So you know that goes in another topic.
So yeah, dude, we're gonna have to do it. We're gonna have to do an episode on that, man, because I think there's there's just a lot of perceptions
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
about about being a vegan or being a vegetarian and plant based.
yeah. Yeah,
And
I'm not here
people,
to judge. We're not here to
no,
judge, but there's alternate routes to do. There's alternate
right,
routes to do. If
yeah,
you only time I would ever judge you is like, oh, meat is bad for you.
right,
No, there's no studies out there that shows organic red meat, grass-fed cows, cage-free animals
yeah,
are unhealthy for you.
right,
Yeah, if you go to you get Purdue Chicken or you go into Burger King, yeah, the fat the meat in that fat is garbage. I agree with you 100%.
Yes.
But to say all meat is bad for you, you don't know what you're talking about.
And I think it's like, and I look at it as, if a person's preference is to go that route, then that's their preference. My thing is that be smart about it, right? Be wise, be thoughtful, because I see a lot of people that will say, yeah, I don't eat meat. And it's wild because like they may be free of eating meat, yet at the same time, like their body composition is trash.
Yes.
And I'm like, okay, so what are you doing for the protein? That's why I'm appreciating that we're talking about these amino acids, because your body needs some sort of protein to be able to support the fat loss and be able to burn that fat.
100%. Protein is very highly thermogenic on the body.
Yeah, man. It's like,
Highly
damn.
Yeah.
It's wild, bro. So man, we're gonna tap into that some more on another episode.
Yeah.
I think it's great.
Yeah. So another thing carnitine does, it helps with erectile dysfunction. So when most people have erectile,
these amino acids and erectile dysfunction, son.
What? Exactly. So most people that have erectile dysfunction, they start getting to that point where they have low libido. They go to the doctor, right? And they're trying to get testosterone boosters. There's a study in neurology, published in Neurology, with carnitine versus testosterone, and it shows that carnitine is significantly more active than testosterone in improving erectile dysfunction. So testosterone, I'm not saying don't do testosterone. I think sometimes you might need it, but there could be side effects to testosterone, especially with like prostate issues and later on in life too. But carnitine have this, and from research it shows it's way better according to these studies.
So rather than taking like testosterone supplements, the L-Carnitine is a good substitution for that.
According to the studies published in Neurology, it's far superior than that. Yeah. So carnitine is also good for recovery. Taken post-workout reduces the damage from the exercise. It also is carnitine is low. If you're a gluten person, if you eat a lot of gluten, chances are, or you have celiac issues, chances are your carnitine is very low, because it leads to malabsorption of carnitine. So when your body starts having damages to the villi or the breaks in your gut lining, carnitine becomes very low. Then you start having malabsorption. So taking carnitine can kind of help with that too.
Huh. God damn, bro.
We got one more, man. You ready to close this out?
I don't know, man. Like I'm ready. Let's go.
All right. So L-Lysine. All right. So we've heard of lysine, right? So it's commonly used in over-the-counter remedies, and it's basically prescribed for like herpes simplex viruses.
Ooh, the herp dirt.
The herp dirt. Yep. Herpes simplex viruses. Yeah. So like chicken pox, or the adult chicken pox, which are shingles, mouth sores, mouth ulcers, fever blisters. Studies have showed that 3,000 milligrams of lysine used for 3 months will have actually a 3 times less likely to get an outbreak than if you don't take it. Symptoms are minimal if you do have an outbreak, and the healing is so much quicker. So lysine is your go-to, and more effective it is if you stack it with vitamin C. Okay, there's a lot of research out there. We're going back to gluten-free because it has the glyphosate in it, and going gluten-free can actually eliminate herpes simplex as well. Why? Because gluten is a stress on the immune system. So we all have these viruses in us. Every single one of us has chickenpox, shingles, mouth ulcers, fever blisters. We all have these, and they're very dormant, and they live in what they call your DRG. All right, not to get too nerded out, but your DRG is your dorsal root ganglion. It's in the nervous system. So anytime our bodies are stressed out, these herpes can be activated. So most people have these breakouts when they're stressed out.
Bruh, I've said, I'm like, yo, because people are like, oh man, this conversations about herpes and like, oh, I want to get herpes. And I'm like, yo, I think everyone's got herpes, man.
We all got it, man.
Everyone's got herpes. And it gets activated when you're stressed out or you're beaten up. Like, listen, if you're beating up some freaking punani, or you're beating up your own stuff, right? Then guess what? You can have herpes, man. Like, because
Yes.
it's a stress. You're going stress. You're stressing your body out, man. These are things
Yep.
that will create an outbreak. So hearing this, man, is freaking tip top.
Yeah.
And
Definitely.
wear your raincoats.
Wear your raincoats, man. Wear your raincoats. You know.
Yo, man.
So
Bless you, Dash.
lysine will help if you have a background in getting a lot of these like herpes simplex complexes. Lysine will, it might not totally reduce it or totally eliminate it. In a lot of cases, it does. But if you do get it, the severity will be less. It'll be a lot less, and it won't last as long too. Okay. And one of the things also with what L-lysine does, it helps with type 2 diabetes. Okay.
Damn,
So when
bro.
glucoses are high, the glucose binds with proteins in your blood and they form what they call advanced glycation end products, or what they call AGEs, AGES compounds. These compounds contribute to dementia, vascular damage, increased chance of stroke and heart. So lysine actually helps reduce these age formations within your system. So if get where I'm going with that?
Yes, I do.
Okay, all right. So if you don't want the side effects of what type 2 diabetes does because it produces these age compounds, lysine will help with that as well too.
That's what's up, dude. This right here, bro. So like, man, there's a lot here, bro. There's a lot
A
here.
lot.
So I got a takeaway before I have you give your takeaway, B.
Mm-hmm.
Is listen. My suggestion is get your freaking amino acid test, okay,
Yes.
and do your research. This is the beginning. This is one of the reasons why we do what we do. We want to give you a leg up. We want to give you a start on your path to find out your version of health and well-being, because it's going to be different from everyone.
Mhm.
So come back, watch this here, and then go do your research. Sure, go on, man.
Yeah.
Figure out, it's your body, man. Handle that, man. Take care of it, goddamn it.
Yeah. We're gonna break this segment up. We're gonna take some notes and just go down in the comments, and you can look what lysine does, arginine does, and all this other
Yeah,
stuff. It'll be easy, so
yeah.
to kind of fish through it. But my take home message would be exactly what Paul says. So I'm not going to repeat what he says, but I would say eat according to your metabolic type. If you don't know what that is, go back in episode 1 or 2
I think it
and
was
learn
two.
that. Reach out to us,
Yeah.
and we'll help you with that. If you're vegan, test your levels. Like Paul said, test your amino acid level. Most vegans, they're low in B12, they're low in B6, they're low in zinc, which are all important for energy and testosterone issues and healthy hormones and stuff like that. And
Oh,
don't hesitate to reach out. And again, go back in these notes. If you're suffering from any of these symptoms and you're on some kind of medication, I'm not a doctor. I can't tell you to get off the medication, but just know that every single pill that you're taking might be fixing that symptom, might be putting a band-aid over that. It doesn't fix it. It puts a band-aid over that symptom, but you're creating another issue somewhere else. So
yes.
go to your doctor. Like we talked about before with Paul, he has a high blood pressure. Now he's going to go to his doctor and be like, hey, I want you to test out my nitric oxide levels. Do I need more arginine?
Yeah.
So educate yourself. Educate yourself. Doctors, they
Listen,
can't know everything. Our bodies are like so complex, so complex. It's impossible to always keep up on top of stuff. I've been
dude.
doing this for 25 years. Paul's been doing this 25 years. Like
Yeah,
you learn something every single day. You know,
it's true.
these doctors are overworked. They're
Yeah, bro.
overworked. They don't have time to go home and like study all the time. So it's
Dude.
up to us to kind of help them out.
Yeah, man. And yes, help your doctor help you. Be an educated consumer, man. Be an
Mm-hmm.
educated person about your body. Dude, I'm telling you, this right here got me fired up. Every time we have these episodes, I get fired up and I take something from it, because that's how I'm learning to live longer, to
Yeah.
live better, to thrive, man.
Yeah.
Be an educated, because now when I go to my doctor, he's like, a couple of things are gonna happen. He's like, yo, man, Paul's researching his stuff.
That's it.
Okay, let me take a look at this. Hey, Paul, you know what? You got a point there. Let's do this. Hey, I also found this. Guess what? Your doctor can be your best friend, man.
Yeah. And you're
If
not
you
only
go,
helping yourself out,
yeah,
time your doctor comes across somebody that has the same issue, you might be helping that person out too.
can I get an amen?
Amen, brother.
Bless up, gosh. Yo, man.
You're
Dude,
helping. You're not only helping yourself out. You're not helping the doctor out. You're helping a lot of people out.
Yes, man.
You're helping a lot of people out.
Yes, and yes. B, another stellar episode, my man.
Love it,
brother. Peace, everybody. Until
Peace.
next time, yo, listen, watch this, pause it, write notes, then go watch some of the other videos. Because just like how there's knowledge in this one, there's knowledge in the others too. Take advantage. It's more than black or white. Brian, Paul, peace.
Peace out, guys. Good luck.